explain everything.
No, those are great streams. You try to explain something that doesn't get something, and they never get it. It's really entertaining.
Feel free to join VC. We can chat about it. Alright, welcome. Hello, Twitch stream. Hope you're all doing well. I'm joined with Chastin. I know this is weird. We're doing a just chatting stream because I can't think of anything to game, and I wanted to make sure I got a stream going before 2:45, since I usually try to get something up between 2 and 2:45. So, because we are still trying to stick to doing a stream a day. So that's the current goal, or 3 times a week. And since I skip Monday and Tuesday, or I skip Monday, I am here on Wednesday. And I'll be streaming tomorrow, and then we'll have a stream on Friday, because we have Ender's Campaign. And then I think on Friday we're talking about doing something. Oh yeah, we were going to watch some show or something while I was stoned. I forgot what it was. But, yeah. Maybe I should start doing videos called Stoned Reacts. Like, just start turning on movies in the background or something, you know, and just do like a reaction channel, like as a separate YouTube channel. I got nothing else to do these days with the amount of recording I've done.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Like, legit, as of right now, let me look at my stream video schedule. So I actually have a document I keep track of all of the, like, how many, what's the date up to I have videos up to. Every day of the week I have videos, and the closest one to end, or the furthest out, is May of 2022. That's like the soonest a series is gonna end right now. Like, I have so many, I have a little less than a year's worth of videos already uploaded onto YouTube. And, let's see, 1, 2, 3 days of the week, 4 days technically now because of Minecraft, I have videos, or 2 videos going up a day currently. So, this is how bored I've been as of recent. For those wondering what I do for a living, I've been so bored at my job. And, I mean, Chastin's heard me, kind of talking about it and chatting about it. So the rest of the guys, I complain about my job a lot. A lot of my job is doing nothing. I sit on my ass for 6 hours a day, playing on YouTube. Like, I do answer emails and stuff, but I usually have music going on in the background, stuff like that. And I'm fully willing to mix. I don't care anymore. They don't have enough work for me half the time to do. And it was really just like that the entire time I worked for that company. I won't mention what company it is because, I don't want people knowing my personal information. Even though I think my full name is already out there on stream at this point. And B, I don't want people messaging the company at all and getting involved in that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I complain constantly about that job, and so there are days that I'm just like sitting there. I'll be recording videos when I'm not doing anything, which is a lot, as you can imagine. I think me and Chastin sat for like 3 hours recording, what was that game? Divinity Original Sin 2. Between the two of us, just having a good time. I was on the clock. Technically, yeah. I think that was like, what, 3 hours, right?
Like 3 to 3.5.
Yeah, because it took me, like, I want to say 5 hours to finish the first chapter of that game. That game is heavy in content. If you're big on RPGs and you're okay with, like, the top-down, I really recommend Divinity Original Sin 2. You're going to get a lot of hours of content. Though, in my personal experience, I don't enjoy watching it as a game. I enjoy just playing it. Thank you, Freddie LaChance.
I mean, isn't that RPGs in general?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Like watching an RPG, I like playing one.
I mean, Dragon Age Origins, I really enjoyed the cutscenes in that. I don't enjoy the gameplay as much watching it. I do enjoy playing it, but, yeah.
Cutscenes are one thing, but watching someone play and, like, min-max all their buttons and stuff for RPG, it's not...
No, Final Fantasy series, I will say, I enjoy the min-maxing in that. That series, I don't know what it is about those games, it's just interesting.
I think you enjoy watching.
Yeah, I enjoy watching the gameplay. I don't really do much for the exploit people. Like, I'm not really big into that, because I don't like watching a guy kill the same enemy over and over again. But a lot of the channels I follow, they don't do grinding, they just play through it naturally, so...
But if you're bored, when do you want to do that, the new Pokemon Nuzlocke you want to do?
Pokemon Nuzlocke, I think we'll probably start that next week once I've gotten my work schedule figured out. Because the big thing is, I don't know if I'll be streaming at the same time next week, once I start working. Because I don't know how much work I'm actually going to have.
Yeah.
To give you guys an idea, for those wondering, my new job, I am switching over from being in management of projects to budget management. So I'm switching from kind of a general overall thing to like working with many people who are working on the project and adding to it, to now working on just the budget for the entire department. So whereas I was like one of 200, now I'll be like one of 4 for the entire department, which will be nice. But my with this new job, they already said in the interview, they're like, we don't know if we're gonna have enough work for you to do. And I'm like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, your job sounds really intensive now. And I'm like, oh my god. I tell you, I love my job, but I love what I do. I really do, because I do think I make a difference, and I'm happy I work in the industry I do, because I really hope that, you know, everything that I'm doing does make a difference for people. But honestly, most days of the week I'm so bored. But yeah. No, and for those wondering, the reason, like I said, why we're doing just chatting today is because, like I said, I had nothing to stream. I didn't feel like playing Minecraft as I just did the big Forge build. For those who haven't gone and checked that out, go check out YouTube, where I post daily, like I mentioned. And I have a 5-part Forge video going up over the next 5 weeks. So it uploads every Thursday at 12 a.m. PST, or 12 a.m. EST. But no. I mean, and that's the other thing is recently, as far as like doing gaming and stuff on YouTube, I've noticed like my preferences have changed majorly. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but like I used to watch like Achievement Hunter all the time. I used to watch all these game playthroughs. Nowadays, I find myself watching more like show clips and everything like that than anything.
No, that's normal.
I mean, yeah, it's just been bad. Like, I mean, Achievement Hunter got bad in my opinion. I think they got terrible after the whole incident with that Ryan Haywood dude, which I hate to say this, but he was my favorite in the group. I can't stand him now for the shit he got caught doing. Thank God he got caught. But, you know, and the fucking other guy, I forgot his name, Adam something. That dude, ugh. The fact that he was trying to get people to watch him screw his wife and was taking videos of his wife and him screwing without her permission, that's just not right. You don't do that shit to your partner. Or anybody in general. But no, I just lost interest after that. It wasn't great anymore. So I you know, with that, it's just like I haven't had any interest in doing major content lately. We haven't been really doing any like the Minecraft stuff is just most of us kind of screwing around with our builds right now. So while as we wait for 1.18 to come out, I'm going to be doing some Nintendo Switch content coming up here in November, because I'm going to be doing, I'm going to see what I got to get for my Switch, like, recording software. But I'm going to try and do a full-blind Nintendo Switch playthrough of either Shining Diamond or Sparkling Pearl. I don't know what the fuck the games are called. The new Diamond and Pearl releases, because those were my favorites of the more modern generations.
I hope they shift the speed of gameplay, though, because the original Diamond Pearl was very slow.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, but to be fair, I think that's been the case with most of the games. As long as it's not as bad as Gold and Silver was. Honestly, I hate Gold and Silver to this day for the level climb, which everyone complains about, but also the gameplay was really boring to me. I mean, to be fair, I think everything after Red and Blue, Red and Blue was kind of a shit show if you've actually played the originals. Like, it was a good game, it just, you know, poorly designed, and there was a lot of bugs and issues they had with it. And then, yeah, I never played really Gold and Silver. Played Crystal. Liked Crystal a lot. That was definitely one of my go-tos to go back to. But I don't think I ever even 100%ed any of the Pokemon games. Like, I've never done the fucking Pokedex or anything like that.
I do of them 100%.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did Sun and Moon, the Ultra Sun. And all the way back in Pokemon Emerald.
Gotcha.
Emerald has always been my number one. I like Emerald. Mostly because I really liked the unique double gym leader.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, which generation started implementing the rotation?
That was Black and White.
Okay, because I never played Black and White. Like, my last Pokemon game was Diamond, so...
Rotation was never anything other than, like, an optional side thing in that game. So,
okay, makes sense.
You had to do fight or it was required, but then they never bothered you again for it. It's just to teach you how to do it.
Okay, makes sense, yeah.
And if you want to go into this very specific side area and do this this fucking tournament, then you can do it. But
That's fair. See, you know, one of the ones that I really want to play is Sword and Shield. Out of all the versions, like Sun and Moon, I didn't really care for. I thought it was kind of a grindy, boring. Like, I didn't like the fact that you had to use the Pokemon mounts and all that. I thought it kind of slowed down the gameplay too much, in my opinion. Plus, I mean, the story in Pokemon's never been great. We all know this, but I felt like the concept was boring. I didn't like it, and it was very tedious looking. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I'm looking forward to doing Sword and Shield.
no, Sword and Shield is definitely fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I love the open air build to it. Like, you can just kind of walk around and see Pokemon moving around. I definitely think that was a better design concept and really has brought together the concept of what Pokemon was originally supposed to be. So
Look, just don't fight the roaming Pokemon at the level. I don't recommend, not the big ones.
I'm just looking forward to playing it, honestly, and I like the fact that they released a DLC.
Yeah. You walk into that area and you're like level 7, and if you touch the big ones, like level 35.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's also something I like, is the fact that the Pokemon in it aren't all, like, leveled to a certain area, so you can still, going into that big field, find something that's really high leveled by accident, when you're not supposed to, as well as when you're really high level, you can find both low level Mons and high level Mons, so...
Oh yeah, that big area goes anywhere from level, like, I think 9 to level 52 or something.
Yeah.
It's a giant fucking disparity.
No, and that's one of the things I like. I think it kind of adds more interest to the characters and the general Pokemon, in my opinion. Also, apologies to those people who are coming in and wondering about the gray tank top. It is hot as shit today. It is 62 degrees still outside, and, well, it's not... That's not hot here, to be fair. That's a nice, cool, warm temperature. But I've ran my dryer and I have my dishwasher running it. It's like heated up the apartment. But no, as far as it goes, I mean, I think I'm looking forward to Sword and Shield. I'm definitely looking forward to the new Diamond and Pearl versions. I think I'm gonna definitely get into those.
You're gonna get between Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go Shield, to be honest.
What, do you like the Pokemon Shield better, or do you just like the Legendary?
I like the Legendary. I like the defense, because I always build defensively. So.
Neither of them are that great.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, they're terrible.
No.
I'm not.
They're just not that great.
More of my issue was the final boss Pokemon, that fucking anti-Gigantamax thing. I can't remember. I just thought it was a shitty, like, ending villain mon. Like, it felt like a really shitty version of the death Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, but this is the first one that was actually threatening, because there are 2 legendary trainers to beat the damn.
Yeah, it's still, though, it doesn't feel that scary. I mean, I feel like one of the things I liked about what Gold and Silver, well, no, actually, rather, what Crystal, Red, and Blue did, with the whole, like, the legendaries go wandering, as well as I think they did that in Ruby and Sapphire with Mesprit, or is that, no. Which generation was Mesprit in? Fuck, it's been so long.
It was Diamond.
Yeah, it was Diamond. So yeah, no, I liked it. The fact that they had the wandering legendaries, I liked that idea, and I also liked in Red and Blue and Yellow when the fact is that you had to go to very specific locations to get these legendaries. But the legendaries were actually very difficult, and as far as it goes, you had to go and seek them out. I feel like, especially in the more modern day Pokemon games, you're just forced to kind of, take them in. There's no other option. And honestly, I felt like this Legendary Mon really doesn't seem to live up to all the hype. Like, I don't like the stages in the fight. I think the villain was kind of boring. It just wasn't my thing. I think the gameplay, or the rest of the mechanics were good.
They're transitioning to not having villains.
That's fair.
He's not a villain. He's just trying to do good in his own twisted way.
Yeah, and then we had fucking, what is it? The Sound Group. What the fuck they're called?
Team Yell, which wasn't really a team in the first place.
Oh god, Team Yell was so bad. That was so cringy.
The whole team, they're just a bunch of punks. That's the point.
Yeah. I do like the scene of them, like, yelling at people to avoid that fucking really slow Pokemon.
I hate those things. I love those things.
That was the best. Honestly, that was one of the best scenes, because it made it seem like this was more of a group were conscientious about the environment and the Pokemon themselves. So
No, they're really not.
They weren't, but it was a funny scene. And I was like, I'm kind of waiting for Pokemon PETA. That's what I'm waiting for. An actual, like...
It already exists. It's called Pokemon Black and Blue.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about like in a legit Pokemon game having a group that's organized to the independence of the Pokemon and making sure that they get to live in the wild.
There
Like,
was Pokemon Black and White.
huh?
Pokemon Black and White.
I've
That was
never
their whole
played
goal.
it. Oh, well.
Yeah, their whole goal was to make a world where they didn't need trainers,
Oh,
where
interesting.
they lived free.
See,
That was
this this is what happens when you get out of Pokemon. I mean, at the time I think Black and White came out, I was in college at the Art Institute, so
that exactly what you want is already a thing.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Because I was gonna say they never brought back the Pokemon Rangers, which I missed that. That was good. I loved those games.
The whole Pokemon Rangers, like in the normal universe, are only specific to one of the continents.
Mm-hmm.
It's only the Diamond and Pearl continent.
No, there's an older one because they have one for Kanto.
Yeah, but they're in the timeline. They don't have that anymore. They have the Ace instead.
Oh, I'm not going into the timeline. We've had that discussion. Never again.
Like nowadays, they only show Rangers are only in that one continent.
Okay, that's fair.
Continent,
You know the irony, the whole reason why they brought out the Ranger concept, it was only because of the DS's pen ability. Like, that was the whole thing. That and the fact of Beyblades becoming really popular again. I remember that. So...
Beyblades go just like Minecraft, though.
I miss Beyblades. It used to be so good. Like, not the show, but the toys. Man, I remember when I was young-ish, I was like a 6th grader in middle school, and I would go with my parents at the time, and we'd go to Toys R Us, and I would save up money for months on end to go buy a new Beyblade. And I remember the really big fucking red one I had that had like a little barrier around it and shit. Because that was my favorite. It was a huge fucking one. It was great to mess with. And I would go into the kitchen when my folks weren't home, and I'd set like Gundams, little Pokemon figurines, little army men and stuff onto the kitchen floor, and then I'd launch the Beyblades onto the kitchen floor because it was linoleum, and watch them shoot the little things everywhere. I had this really thick Gundam. I can't remember what model it was, though. And as I sat down, I did that. It managed to tear one of my Beyblades almost in half as far as, like, when it smacked into it. It was great. God, those were good days.
I have 6 or 7 of the Beyblades you can take apart and rebuild as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
That series of them.
The ones with the old metal rings and stuff like that were actually dangerous? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those my toy box upstairs.
Yeah, you could poke an eye out. I remember selling all mine for that. Oh, that was great. But no, that was one of my little passion projects back in the day. But no, I'm looking forward to doing some more Pokemon content because I know people want to see it more on Twitch. I know we don't get much Pokemon content on here due to the requirements and such, and you know we totally don't use emulators because we can totally hack the game through GameShark.
No, that's totally not okay. No.
Yeah. You don't use emulators, people. Shame on you if you do. Nintendo does not allow that. But
like a game that hasn't existed, like Smash Melee.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm looking forward to doing more content with that, and I'm enjoying the Minecraft stuff. It's just we've been building so much, or at least I've been building so much. I just haven't had the inspiration. So
I mean, you could do it a vanilla build server to get bored.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also because we're at 1.17.1. It's like everyone's waiting for 1.18 to really get into it.
My build revolves around the shit we're gonna be getting in 1.18.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, I was talking with Wolf. It was kind of the same mindset. He's like, oh, you know, I'm kind of waiting for that situation. So, you know, I'm kind of in the same boat. I want to build my Dwarven Stronghold. I'm planning a single-player hardcore series that's going to be going up only on YouTube, and then I'm going to be doing server stuff only on Twitch. So you guys will get all the like drama and you know all that on Twitch, while I do my single-player hardcore stuff on YouTube, which will be kind of fun.
And you'll get us pranking and hating each other live.
Yeah, basically, because that's how it works. But no, that was one of the things I'm looking at. And then I know one of the new upcoming series. So I need to finish Divinity Original Sin, because we've only beaten the first chapter, and I haven't sat down to really grind that game out yet. And then I'm working on recording a new Civ 5 series. I'm doing a Ramses playthrough, doing Egypt, on Emperor, and I have the Aztecs right next to me, and then I have Venice buying up all my city-states, and I'm like, fuck. I spent like an hour or 2 hours today recording of that, and I'm about halfway through the playthrough. And yeah, I just every flipping 2 seconds I was like having issues. So, by the way, thank you, Freddie LaChance. If you're in, feel free to come say hi in chat and hang out. Let me know. If you're new to the channel, feel free to follow and hang out. Definitely note that we stream 3 times a week for normal streams, so gameplay, just chatting, whatever I'm doing that week. Most likely it will be Minecraft, Pokemon, and then just chatting for right now. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is all Dungeons and Dragons. Monday coming up, we're in 2 more weeks, we're gonna start up a new D&D game. I haven't decided if I want to do it in one of the multiverses or not. I'm kind of still thinking about that. But that is something that we're kind of looking at. And then on top of that, like I said, I upload on YouTube every single day. So feel free to go check that out, sometimes twice a day.
I want to play Civ with Cameron again. He talks so much shit and so entertaining.
And for what game?
In Civ 6.
Oh, yeah. Oh, has he been talking shit again?
Well, no, like, whenever we play, he is always like... He doesn't care if he lives or dies. It's kind of entertaining.
That's true. Although every time we've played with him, he keeps getting pushed into a corner.
Yeah, because he doesn't... He doesn't play right.
No, he just doesn't know how to min-max his characters yet. That's the big thing. So,
I don't. I do well.
I would love to play with Trent again, but I just don't have the time to sit there, and the guy doesn't make quick decisions. And I'm afraid now, in his new headspace, how slow he'll be even now.
No, that's the thing. He over min-maxes.
Yes.
Every
turn.
He plans for 20 turns, and then 2 turns later he can't do it anymore, so he has to replan every 20 turns.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's the biggest issue. So, no, I'm good as far as that goes. But, no, I mean, I want to get more Civ 6 streams going. I think that'd be kind of fun to get another Civ 6 weekly game with the group. So.
I still love that Cam was in the Stone Age when the rest of us were.
Yeah, working in the industrial era, yeah. I mean, to be fair,
Bible City.
Yeah, he had a shitty start overall, so, you know, he was already having a problem. But, nah, I want to get more into those games. I do want to do more multiplayer on the channel. It's just we've been having a lot more issues. I actually was going to ask for those who are on Twitch and who watch my YouTube videos, I do really hope you guys comment, because I'm not asking for comments for the clout or any of the attention or to boost the channel. The channel, I don't care. I know I'm not a big YouTuber, nor am I ever going to be a big YouTuber or Twitch streamer. That's not the goal. I make plenty at my day job. This is just for a creative outlet for me. Because I also use this for my book writing. But one of the things I was going to ask everyone is, do you guys want to see us also play through a Stellaris game where I teach Cameron how to play? Because that's been something that a lot of people have been talking about recently, especially with the latest update of Stellaris. I know Chaston has no interest in Stellaris. We tried, he wasn't into it.
Just real-time strategy is just not my thing.
Yeah, and that's fine, you know. Tren doesn't play RTSs very often with me, so, you know, which is fine. He's just got a lot. He's in school full-time, working part-time. He's got too much going on. So I've been thinking about doing a series with Cameron to kind of teach everyone how to play Stellaris to the same level I do. Now, given I say this after I just did a clone playthrough and lost, I went the terrible route of the clones. I chose not to restructure and just focus on making my species like the best clones they could be. And then I got fucked in the ass by the top empire right next to me because I was like holding back, trying not to build up, so I wouldn't become emperor. As I'm still trying to get the emperor or the rebellion achievement, which you have to just do in multiplayer. And I got attacked by them, and then at the same time I got attacked by the mid-game crisis in the center of my empire. So I was fighting on 2 fronts, and I just couldn't hold. I was having such a hard time. Because my top fleets were like 10k, because I only had them at half strength, and by the time that I got attacked by both, I couldn't produce ships quick enough, so... Look forward to that on the YouTube channel. It's going up right now. The last episode will be in March next year, so... But it's starting up this Sunday, or last Sunday, I can't remember. So, but yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that. For those who watch this on YouTube or just hang out in the Twitch chat, want to see me teach Cameron how to play and do a how-to for Stellaris. So, because if I'm playing serious, I mean, I've played on the highest difficulty of Stellaris with a huge map and just knocked out every AI easily. It's not difficult. But when I'm trying to do a theme, it's a little more problematic. So,
teaching cam games is pretty entertaining sometimes.
Space poping. We'd be called the space poping series because
But him doing strategy games is very interesting because he plays so differently.
yeah, yeah. Although I think he has a job interview this week if I remember right from what he was telling us. So I think he is. I don't know if he'll even be available. That's been the big thing.
I believe isn't it this week or next?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, everyone's. By the way, for those who watch and kind of follow along with our lives, I know none of us are big YouTubers or anything like that, but I know we have some. I apparently have some hardcore fans that have been around since the fucking beginning. Because I still have 40 subscribers, and amazingly, from my days of when I was doing Twitch every single day, streaming every day back in college. A year and a half ago. Yeah, for those who have been wanting to keep up with us, I mean, so for all those who don't know, like, we've expanded the group. We got Chaston and we got Cook who've joined. People remember Troy. We lost Captain, and now we have Cook instead. We traded in the Captain for the Cook. Fraz is doing well. He's doing trade school stuff. Trent's in college now. I know no one expected that. We got Wolf is in college again. I'm working on my new job. So I went from one job to another. Now I'm working on a new career. Hopefully by next year I'll be making around $70,000 if I get that bonus. Fingers crossed here. But yeah, so I'm doing that while I'm working on my master's degree. Cameron's got his own place and is working towards getting a job. Maya is Maya. Maya is going to do college and is still working on their goal of becoming a veterinarian. Robert is going to be joining us on our Monday campaigns for D&D, it looks like, because that's his new day off. And then
really?
Yeah, right? I know. Like, most of you guys, especially the new people, have never even met Robert, so I'm really excited to bring him in for the OG Amateur Hour streams. And then Miguel is going to a college for the arts, so I think he's working on something in music, if I remember right. So yeah, a lot of changes amongst the group. We also have Troy, who is now the only other player to have managed to win one of my campaigns, besides Wolf. So
Give me a year.
Yeah. It's funny. I was looking back. So one of the things I was checking out. Let me go back to the channel here. So one of the things I was looking at. Let me see if I can pull this up.
So far, all of my characters have pulled through so far. Keep it going.
I'm gonna show this for the stream for those who wanna see this. So I've been looking at. So here's my YouTube channel for those who don't already subscribe. I was looking back at our old playlists on the channel recently, and I was going through here, and I was like, oh, hey, let me check out the D&D streams. And I was like, okay, what's my oldest stream on this group? I mean, at this point. So we have Amateur Hour, which was 5 episodes, but the longest lasting D&D campaign so far was Rejected Potential at 77 episodes, whereas Grim Legacy only lasted 51. If we look at the Grim Legacy stuff, we can see that their oldest video, their first video on here, was back in March 2nd, 2019. So I had been in college I had just switched over, I think at that point, to my university. And this was back when I had sub goals and everything like that. Like when I was like legit trying to do a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so it's kind of funny. If you go back, you can watch a lot of this stuff and see my beard growth over time. But so that was in March 2019, and that lasted till, let me look, what was the last video? When they got TPK'd in July, so about 1 year later, or a year and 2 months later, after I had just shaved my beard at one of our 24-hour stream. This was when Fuka was still in the group. This was when I was still living down in Oregon and staying with my great aunt and all that. But yeah, so that was back when I was also more of a professional streamer. When I had like a tip jar, I had like a sub goal, all that stuff. But so they lasted about a year and 2 months. Rejected Potential, though, they lasted from the Kraken Who Ate My Mother in May 10th of 2019 to, let's do the rejected potential of a story. The rejected potential of a story. Which I think was technically the final battle. They lasted till July 20. So they went for 2 years. And I don't think... I want to say... I don't think they were fully leveled up at that point. I still don't think you guys were level 20, right? Chester?
No, I was 18, and our lowest was 16.
Yeah, so they still weren't level 20. So this time around, my goal for this campaign, this new one, for Friday, Sunday, and Monday are going to be to last as long as possible, or to last to level 20. So even if they complete their story, they will have an epilogue story to get to level 20.
Well, fuck, now I want to get rid of a character, because I want my new guy to get to level 20.
Which campaign?
I don't know what he would be better for. I think he'd be better for the Sunday, honestly.
Maybe. I mean, oh, you're talking about the sentient slime?
Yeah, because he would work fully well in the multiverse scheme. He really would.
Yeah. Well, so for the Monday campaign, I'm still debating on what I want to do with that campaign, because there's so much lore that we have, and it's slowly expanding more and more. I'm kind of like thinking, what do I do? What am I going to work on? I honestly thought, because of the fact that I haven't really done much information in the world for this time period, I have honestly thought about doing an Age of Chaos game. So, at the very primordial mark of the gods, when they are at their utmost power.
You know, on one hand, I love it, but on the other, if I survive, you realize you're going to have to rewrite history for what this slime is doing.
No, because honestly, the gods aren't going to change no matter what, because you guys won't be able to kill them, because at that point, they're at their prime, they're at their strongest.
I'm not about touching the gods, I'm talking about reshaping the world, because he's just going to be eating everything.
I mean, he's more than welcome to. He may disappear, and he may become known as a cataclysm creature based in the other campaigns. You know?
I'd love to wander and Cataclysm just vanished one day.
Mm-hmm.
Where it is.
Because, I mean, there's a whole, there's so much of the world's history that I haven't worked on. Let me see. Let me pull that up, actually, real quick.
I was like, on one hand, I love Shogun, but on the other, the slime would be most effective in the multiverse where you can eat creatures that don't exist in most places.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know... Because Shogun has so many interesting ideas and goals, I don't want to draw them at the same time. I like the slime idea.
Yeah, no, that's fair. For those wondering, yeah, so I have we have this massive campaign that we've been working on for a while. This massive book. This thing's huge, for those wondering. And I know it's rather blown out, but, you know, I won't show too much. But yeah, so we have a bunch of worlds, and I've been slowly working on the actual books themselves, the official releases, that we're planning. So currently, this is the first book. I just recently did the introduction to it, and I'm starting to kind of work on the information of the world and going through all this. But there is the full timeline is already done up. Like, we've already gone through and explained everything. And there's like, shoot, how many books do I have planned currently? So I have 9 books fully planned currently. For this entire series. And the plan is, for those wondering for how this will be released, once we finish, given that may still be 5 years out, because this is a massive file, once I finish this book, I'm going to be releasing 1 book each year, is my goal, until it finishes. And then I'm just going to be done. I don't plan to make writing like in a career or anything like that, and I really don't want to make D&D writing my career. I just want to make a history book on the fantasy world me and my friends built. And that's explained in the introduction to this and the introductions in the others that I'm slowly working up. But we have so much information that we've been working on slowly over time that, you know, just needs to be gone through. So I've got, and... you know, there's so much history to the world that I could definitely work on and get the party building on. I thought it'd be very interesting to kind of test on. So,
I mean, I've built the history for the races that don't have one yet.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thinking is I'm kind of like... one of the things I was thinking about doing, especially as a little, like, thing in the future, is maybe, like, a mini YouTube or D&D series where I'll be basically... going in and having players assume roles of characters in the world at that time, and basically having them make roles and decisions based on the character sheets they build. And that will kind of decide the history a good bit more. Because I think that'd be a little more fun to be interactive, and I think that'd be kind of cool to see. So, originally my plan was to do that with a big fan base on Twitch, but I haven't had many people interested and vested into this channel. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to bother. Because I was going to open up like a Discord channel, and I had started designing something on the side that I hadn't mentioned to anybody. I'd turned one of my Discord channels I was running. Because I have 4 channels I run. One of which is private, it's just my mead stuff, track stuff. And then I have the Crimson Talon, which is the general guild, as we call it, for all of our newest players in our general games. And then I have the Silent Guard, which is like the original OG group that goes in there, and that's like the only for the Saturday campaigns, because the Saturday campaigns is the campaign we will always have going on this channel. But one of the things I was originally thinking of is I was designing this channel to make it so players could be interactive with it and start running a D&D characters. Welcome, Cook, to the podcast. And I was originally planning to basically start having people join on and get assigned character roles. Kingdoms, stuff like that, specific adventures that are of note, and like basically having them roll and decide things based on the character and their life goals. And then as time went on, kind of run it like a CK2, CK3 kind of style, where once that character dies, the history moves on. And that would have filled out the world history very quickly. But, I never got that big on Twitch, and I never got that big on YouTube. And to be honest, I don't know if I'll be streaming into my late 30s. I highly doubt I'll be streaming into my early 30s at this rate. But, you never know. Welcome, Cook, to the weirdest thing the second weirdest thing you've had to come into on the Discord channel.
I mean, don't worry. I was just gonna reiterate that Mike's an idiot.
Oh no! Did you go and type in meme chat?
Yeah, I was there. I communicated with a little bit before you guys started going off on him.
Well, yeah. So I come in here and I was like, okay, I don't know what to stream, Chasten. And then Chasten goes, go check out meme chat. And I'm like, why? What the fuck's going on? And he's like, Trent's talking about this whole thing about non-paid internship. And I'm like, okay, well, I've had a few of those. And then I was like, oh my god.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah, well, I think in the modern day I understand that, because if you think about it, in the modern day it doesn't work to have an unpaid internship anymore. With how much workers' rights we have.
Yeah, there's not too many unpaid internships anyways out there anymore.
Yeah. And they were common amongst college students who were just basically, they were doing work study and they needed a job experience in their field.
Well, and plus, you can almost consider the internship as another class.
Mm-hmm, it is. Actually, in fact, most majors now, fun fact for you, when you get to university, most majors actually require you for your senior, there's a term for it, senior cornerstone class, you have to do an internship.
I do for my courses. To get my associates in science, I need to go through an internship.
Yep. And the cornerstone class is basically that. So for me, my experience was we got put into groups of 5. So we had all the majors basically brought in for the business school. And they tried to pair us up the best they could to have one of each major. Given there's a lot of marketing majors and there's a lot of accounting majors that were at the college. So we got 2 accountants, 1 logistics. There's like no logistics majors. If you're in school right now for business, switch your major to logistics. It pays best. And no one wants to go into it. But yeah, so we got put together and we basically got handed a company and we were told to help the company. And this is right as COVID hit. So we ended up having to come up with a full strategy on how to better their business. And I think we ended up turning a profit for the company of almost $500,000 when they were running a deficit of almost $250,000 for our final project. And we spent the entire term working on this proposal. Like, it was fucking grueling. I thought stock evaluation was bad. So
yeah. Mike was like, oh man, I hope he gets paid for this. I'm like, well, if he's getting paid, why would he get paid extra for doing his job?
No.
And if he has an unpaid internship, he chose to do this.
Yep.
So I don't see what the problem is.
Well, that and the fact that if he is in an internship, he shouldn't be discovering planets. That shouldn't be part of his job. He should be studying and job shadowing people. He's not, if anything, he could actually get in trouble for this shit because it goes against his internship that he made. It's like that one episode of Big Bang Theory where fucking the fucking Jewish nerdy dude ends up discovering some water on Mars or something like that with a fucking ranger. And he can't go in and say anything because he technically broke in there to show it off. So
Yeah, I know at least for when it comes to culinary internships, it's not like we just sit and watch. We're most likely going to be in the kitchen cooking shit up.
if you want to know more about Cook's career, go watch the Food Wars shows. You'll get the gist of it.
That's exactly how it is. I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
Precisely. That's how it all goes.
Yeah, people just keep appearing naked in front of him every time they eat his
Now,
food.
hold on. Don't
The
misunderstand. He's not Soma. He's the Aldini's.
That's fair. That's fair.
Especially competitions. Competitions are just like what they do.
Oh yeah.
He's the cooler.
You get put in a like 5-star hotel and told to bake like 1,000,000 omelets for everyone. They all have to be exactly the same quality.
Well, to be fair, we did go to the Rosen Center to do our competition. I'm sure it's not really a 5-star hotel, but it was a nice ballroom that they had us all set up in. There was about 53 schools, all cooking up an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
What I would have paid to be the judge there. Man, I need to be a judge for these school food contests, because, man, I can eat.
But the thing is, they would have 3 judges for each dish. 3 for the appetizer, 3 for the entree, and 3 for the dessert.
Gotcha.
I'll judge all 3. I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah, man, honestly, listen, I just paid $154 for sushi. I'm more than willing to be a judge for fucking college students to test food on me.
It's thesis for what I thought of the food, if that's what it takes to get me in.
Yeah, right? Hey, man, I've written paper. I'll give you full evaluations of the recipe to cost ratio based on the taste, man. I'll give a full breakdown.
Oh my god, I hated cost control. I fucking hated it.
We call that overhead in my field. It's a pain in the ass to calculate, because it's always the what if as well. You get situations of, what if this breaks down? Okay, this is what my new budget is. What if that doesn't work and this happens? It's like, fuck you, leave me alone.
Which is why it's so hard to make a profit in the restaurant industry, because most of the money that's being made goes to labor and then fixing the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's like 10% profit or less for each
That's still
food
pretty
item.
good for most industries. A 10% profit is amazing. I see. That's one of the things people keep misunderstanding in business in general. Everyone assumes that profit is like 50%. So
No.
what people
Profit
know.
is what you put in your pocket after everything's said and done.
Well, what people don't realize for profit is what the actual equation is. They see profit as net cash received minus costs. That's not your that's not your profit. That's gross profit. That is what you have before you have all your other shit you got to deal with. Which in the restaurant industry is where you lose most of your money. It's the secondary category. It's not your general cost for ingredients.
It's the unpredictable stuff.
Well, it's like you've got taxes, which we all have to pay. You've got on top of that, you gotta go deal with your stock options, your PPE, your
Licensing if you're doing alcohol.
Yeah, so you've got so much stuff that's outside of just the general cost of the general product that people don't account for. Plus, you got your business licensing, you've got your property that you've got to pay for that you're renting.
Water and power bills.
Yeah, so much of that stuff. So there's a long list. I mean, I used to do when we first started in accounting, back when I was still an accounting major, we used restaurants for our study projects. Because they have the most expenses we have to calculate. And it's very interesting to see because what categorizes as overhead in the restaurant industry is not typical for any other industry. So,
Because the thing that makes restaurants that I've seen hard to manage is that it is both the producer and the seller of a product.
Mhm.
Whereas, factories only have to deal with producing, and then storefront has to deal with selling, whereas a restaurant has to deal with both.
yes.
Under a review and Food Wars.
But even then, you still have to deal with the fact that in all industries, you have both sections, of selling and producing. It's more of the fact that there's going to be more general expenses in a restaurant business because you have more expenses more monthly subscription expenses that you have to deal with outside of just normal bills. And that's kind of the major issue. And that's also why it makes it better for studying for accountants because while you can do general cost accounting, which is pretty easy to do, it's just your balancing of debts to credits, or debits to credits, not debts. Yeah. When you're doing restaurant stuff, you have to also take in a lot of... there's a term for it. I can't remember. but it's like a guaranteed expense that you have to pay that month, and then an expense you can either choose to pay or put off. And defer is the word I'm looking for. But no, honestly, I mean, no, as far as 10% though goes, I mean, my industry, so I work in the medical industry for those who don't know, who haven't been, hanging around for a while. And my industry averages about 4% profits. The average industry is around 7 to 10. So 10's pretty good, honestly. If you're making more than 10%, you're on top of the world. The main issue is it comes down to how your restaurant runs and, what that profit is actually going towards. Because when you say 10%, 10% of $5 ain't much. So, but you take 10% of 5 million, you're making good money.
Oh yeah.
So that's more of the ratio I think people don't talk to. Okay. I was like, wait.
Like restaurants make a few cents on the dollar per every meal that goes out. But if people are coming in and you're maintaining that percentile, you're gonna make a lot of money. But you gotta maintain,
Yep.
Also, the hard thing is for people who are just starting in, because it's recommended to have at least 6 months of, spending money for your restaurant.
Which is just like the idea of how you should have it set up in your savings account for your personal funds.
Yeah. It's like, it might cost, if you're going like a full-out restaurant, maybe around I'm guessing if you really have to just buy everything new, I'd say maybe around $100,000.
Sounds about
and
right.
And then operating costs for 6 months. You need capital. You got to get a bank.
I mean, that's the biggest issue, especially nowadays amongst your younger generation. I will say most of your parents fucked up in one way, and most parents don't realize this. Most of them didn't set you guys up with bank accounts when you were born. Like, the best piece of advice, especially, here's something I'm going to give for a parenting 101. I will never be a parent because, my general concept of care is not the greatest. But if you want a good parenting tip and you want to set your kids up for success, so that way no matter what they do with their life, they will always be better off, go in and get them a bank account the day they're born with you as a signer and put, say, $100 to $200 in there, whatever the requirement is, and just leave it. The reason why this is a good idea is because of the fact that while they'll be like, okay, eventually, you'll have to put more money in it, and the banks will be upset that you're not touching it because they can't, and you're not putting a ton of money in it, so they can't loan out as much. You've established a long-term relationship with them, and it guarantees that they are going to give you a loan. Especially as if you're a first-time home buyer or a first-time business owner, it is amazingly easier to get a loan from the bank if you have 18 years of being with them. They are so oh yeah, hey, you've been with us this long, we're gonna get, and you don't even realize it as a kid. That's a major thing you really got to do for your kids these days. I mean, especially for those new parents out there, go and set up a bank account the day your child is born. And make sure to maintain it, because when you do that, you're basically guaranteeing them set up for life. So someone like Cook can open up a business or get a business loan to open up his own restaurant a lot cheaper, at a lot lower interest rate. So
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do something like this one Russian guy did and alter a contract and then get the bank to sign it so I get no interest rates and no cap.
I mean, you can try as long as it's legal. Make sure to check the legality on it.
I mean, if they sign off on the contract, right?
Nope,
The bank
that can become a major legal issue. The bank will take you to court for every cent if they get fucked over. Banks got nothing to lose, and they will make sure to use all the capital they gave you and basically make it so you have to get more money. And at the moment you do that and that goes public, no bank's gonna work with you. So that's one of the things. You don't fuck over banks because they talk, especially the big banks. And they got nothing better to do than use their legal teams. I mean, their legal teams are just sitting on their asses half the time.
They can't talk if they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. But there aren't many banks that are going out of business now. Now that they realize they're not going to get a bailout, they've been a lot more smarter about their money and how they loan. That's why it's been harder to get a loan as of recent. Yeah. So, but no, yeah, that's fair though. I mean, it is definitely something, as far as the restaurant business goes, it's definitely better to be a cook than it is to be an owner. right now.
For sure.
Till the industry turns back around. I know that. Fuck, man, I am hungry tonight. I don't know why I am craving pizza so badly.
I just finished eating the pizza I made in class on Monday.
See, the problem is I'm on a calorie deficit right now. I have to eat 1,500 calories or less. And the problem with this is the fact that pizza is 1,000 calories for the ones I eat.
There's most of your day.
Yeah, and I've already eaten for the day. So, like, I have, I think, about 3... Let's see. What's 6 times... Chaston, 6 times 6.
36.
So I have 360 calories left on my diet right now.
Looks like you get a single bite of pizza. Congratulations.
Yeah, right? Like, that's the problem. And, I mean, because I've got... So, since I didn't go to the gym this morning, I skipped making eggs, which means I have those calories. And I could make the eggs. But then it comes to the fact that I gotta clean, then I gotta, do all that and make sure it's ready for tomorrow, and I'm lazy. So...
Pizza bites.
Fuck you. I am starving right now, and that's all I want is something with a lot of cheese on it. And I'm trying to kick this craving because I've been eating heavily these last couple days, so...
It's covered in cheese, also.
God damn it. No,
cheese is very low in calories, and just eat a block of it.
Man, I'm trying to get back down to 200 pounds, and I've slowly gotten this diet so I can lose 1 pound a day. But, oh man, am I craving pizza right now.
Well, I wish I was 200 pounds.
What?
I need to get back to 200 as well.
Well, I'm at 240 right now.
I'm a little bit above 240.
Well, you're also over 6 foot, so you can wear the weight better. Like, my height, I'm supposed to be at 180.
Tiny man.
And I'm like, I could starve myself for the next a year. And even when I get down to 180, I'm just going to be skin and bones. Like, I'm not going to have an ounce of fat on me. It's because I work out so much. I can't get that way. So I'm like, nope.
The biggest thing that it's really hard to decide, it's like you need to know how much fat you have on you compared to muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, my father has very very small amounts of fat on him,
mm-hmm.
but he's got a lot of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And because of his muscle, he weighs a lot more than for his height. But it's all muscle.
Yeah, he's dense,
fat.
and that's fine. Like, Dwayne Johnson's considered overweight, for those wondering. That man has, like, I think, less than 5% body fat. And when he was as ripped as he was, like, to his max. For me, I think I'm at, I want to say 15% body fat right now. And it's all in my stomach. Like, if I can, and I'm slowly cutting it back down, but the problem is I missed out on the gym 2 days in a row now. And I've been working out at home, which definitely isn't nothing compared to a gym workout. Like, there's a reason you go to the gym to get really good weightlifting. And yeah, I'm just like, I can't eat the food. I want it so bad.
Remove your stomach.
Huh?
That's an easy fix. Just remove your stomach. I know, guy.
No.
Get that liposuction, baby!
Yeah, I honestly thought about doing that a while back because half the reason I'm as big as I am is because of the food that I ate when I was stuck with my parents and I couldn't afford to eat anything else. So I used to eat 2 pieces of white bread and a glass of water every day. That was like my only meal for a whole day. And I did that for months on end because my parents wouldn't let me eat anything in the fridge. Which, let me tell you, when you have fucking Oreos sitting right there, man, oh god, there's nothing worse. But yeah, so because of that, I would save money and I'd go out to Jack in the Box or McDonald's were my 2 favorites as a kid. And God, I blimped up so badly. I'm only now starting to lose the majority of that weight and get back down. Like, I was 160 pounds when I was 200. I think at my heaviest 215 when I was in high school, and I was 25% body fat. Like, I was huge. And, I mean, I got down pretty well now with, as I'm getting older, but it's not easy. Like, and I've had so much weight I have to burn off because of all the fucking shitty food I used to eat when I was young. That shit sticks with you kids. Like, be careful with that type of stuff, you know. And I thought about doing lipo for that reason, just cutting it all out and seeing how I went. But haven't done it yet. It's expensive, and I don't know if I would rather get the gym gains to prove that I can. So... Fuck, I want pizza. The temptation to order Domino's, man, is so high. And it's like, I know I just spent $154 on sushi 2 days ago.
We need to start Fire Force just so you're not distracted.
No, I'm after the stream. I've got 5 minutes left on the stream. I'm gonna grab a protein bar, and a cup of oatmeal, and then call that good.
You need to start snacking on celery.
Mate, I eat salad for dinner. I have like a full salad at dinner, which is I still less than 100 calories. But
Yo, I remember celery is one of those foods that as you eat it, you burn calories just because
the chewing, yep.
it burns more calories eating the celery than the celery actually gives you in calories.
Because it's mostly water. But no, celery doesn't do anything for me. It's mostly mind over matter for me. Like, I've tried every single diet. Like, I tried drinking a lot of water. I mean, a lot of water to me is like 400 ounces. So, I've just, and I can't do that anymore. I'm not allowed to. I've tried coffee. I've tried, thicker carbs to make sure that, like, I'm getting really good complex carbs in there to fill me up, like the Asian people do with their rice majority diet. Doesn't work. Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna like eat that kind of like food, your entire diet would have to be based around it. Because then, if you kind of like mix and match, it might not work the same.
Yep. And I've tried each of them, and it just doesn't work for me. So, and I start bulking here in November. So November, on my birthday, I will start bulking. And so my bulking will be basically the same diet I have now, but every Saturday I will get 2 pizzas to eat, and then Sunday I will get 1 whole steak. And that's basically going to be the max to my bulking. So
get that keto diet, all protein, no carbs.
Yeah, it's gonna be the idea is to put on just enough calorie increase for a few days out of the week to let me burn through the week, but also get the bigger build. Because when you have, depending on your build, so one of the things I really recommend, especially if you want to get into weight training, is kind of figure out how your body works. For me, I hold on to fat very easily, and I have a lot harder time of getting rid of it. So I tend to when I would normally bulk a year ago, when I would bulk, I would do whole pizza, 2 pizzas a night, and it was that plus whatever dessert I wanted. I'd have at least 1 quart of ice cream a week, to the dismay of my neighbors, and everyone in the Discord chat who had to listen to it. And then I would do like full pasta dishes. Like I ate heavy, and I was eating probably around 3,000 calories a day. And I was hitting the gym, but no.
Yeah. I feel like people who hold on to weight are those who probably belong in colder climates.
Yep. That's why I'm moving closer and closer to the Canadian border. Further north I can get. But yeah, no, one of the major things is honestly, when you're the type who like holds on to weight, you got to be very careful about what you eat and how much you eat, because it's harder to burn off. I mean, I can burn off what I eat now, no problem, when I'm at the gym, which is why I'm losing about 1 pound a day, which technically isn't healthy. Most doctors say about half a pound is healthy. Because I'm losing roughly about 6 pounds a week, which is much less than I used to. I used to do major cuts where I'd lose 20 pounds in a week. Where I do garbage bag runs, which is basically, for those who don't know and they've never done like wrestling or football, we never had sauna suits because they're expensive, so we'd get the thick black garbage bags, cut holes in them to put our arms and legs through and our head, and then you tape them to your body, and then you just go running. And it like insulates the heat on you, so you sweat so much that by the time of it, you're pulling out like a pool of sweat out of these garbage bags, and you'd cut weight quick. So
my father would be like, hey, don't use the trash bags. Do saran wrap just around your gut and go for it.
Yeah, that's another good strategy. And yeah, it works great, but honestly, I just can't do that kind of stuff anymore. At my age, and the older I'm getting, the worse it gets. So, no.
And like, how am I doing that stuff in Florida? I'm not about to die.
Yeah, no. Like, I would do that up here where in Seattle, where it's cold. Because at least then you're building up a good sweat, and you're good. But, the key for me has been cardio focus, and just eating very light and focusing that. So, it sucks to no end.
Yeah, the worst thing about Florida is that your sweat doesn't evaporate, which is what makes you cool in all reality. That's how sweat works. But in Florida, there's so much humidity that it feels like more water gets added to your sweat.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, it don't work.
No, yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, well, thank you all for watching this stream. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me, Chastin and Cook. Thank you, Chastin and Cook, for hanging out. We're going to call this good because I'm going to go get food and eat and then relax, and we're going to watch some Fire Force. And then eventually, maybe we'll start talking this Saturday and Friday and Sunday doing Stoned Reacts and see how we do with these videos. But otherwise, thank you all and have a good one.